dogs are not aggressive, so I've been living here 10 years and I live right on this ridge here, folks. Do you see that house to the left, the blue house with the deck?
Yeah.
That's where I live. So you gotta walk up 72 steps to get there. But folks, if anybody, and I suggest this, is going up the tram here today, do it on a day like this. I went up last week for the first time in a couple of years. It is absolutely beautiful up there. It gets you 1,800 feet in 5 minutes. 5 minutes. And then views everywhere. You got natives up there, Tlingit natives that are carving totem poles. You've got beautiful hiking trails. There's a restaurant, there's a gift shop everywhere, but there's all kinds of fun stuff to do up there, and the views again are spectacular. You can actually walk down if you want. It takes you out to the back side of Basin Road, and you can walk all the way around depending on how much time you have. Folks, if anybody, I'm going to point out some stuff in the downtown for you guys. To me, the best souvenir shop in all of Juneau is directly across from us. That is the Alaska Shirt Company. Why is that? That's locally owned, reasonably priced, and it has tons of Alaska-made products.
Isn't that where you bought your shirt?
Yeah.
This one right here. Kelly.
Yeah, and if anybody's looking to try crab, folks, we got king crab legs, Dungey crab, crab cakes, directly to the left of us, and that is Tracy's Crab Shack. So on the way back, I make an optional stop for you guys if you want to get off, and that is by the Red Dog Saloon, straight ahead. It's only about a block away, so it's like a 4-minute walk. To the left, we got the Alaskan Brewing Company, which will be opening, I believe, by 11. But the Red Dog Saloon, folks, if you get a chance, go in there. That's open year-round, and it's wall-to-wall memorabilia and stuff like that. 80 to 90 years. Here, folks, are all jewelry stores. Why is that? That's because they follow the cruise ships. And once the last cruise ship is here, October 24th, guess what happens? They board up. But everything from the Red Dog Saloon in the direction we're going stays open. This is the old part of town, folks. You got the oldest running hotel in all of Alaska here. It's called the Alaskan. You actually go into it. It was built in 1930. There's about 5 we got built here is our hotel. But I got friends who work in there who can tell you some tales. And that is off to the right here. That's the Glacier Hotel right here. Directly after that, folks, is one of my favorite spots. That's the Mount Juneau Trading Post. And that is run, owned, operated by Tlingit natives. If you want any kind of native art or jewelry, that's where you want to go. Off to the right, folks, is the outdoor food vendors. Yeah, folks, if anybody's looking to try some local chicken tacos, there's definitely English tacos, got Italian sauce. The ridge line which I work on, I live on, and that's where some of the oldest houses in Juneau are. The house I currently live in is obviously refurbished, but it's over 100 years old. And this is where a lot of the gold miners, I used to work in the AJ mines directly in front of us off Mount Juneau there. So this here, folks, is the older part of town. We're going to be coming into the Capital District here, where the actually off to the right, the building with the marble pillars. That is the Capitol building built in the Wing. That's 20s, refurbished in the 30s. And that's only one of 2 Capitol Capitol buildings that don't have a dome. Anybody know the other one? You're right, North Dakota. And this has been voted, as long as I've been living here, folks, as the ugliest in the country, unfortunately. Number 50 in beauty. Directly across, folks, is the City Museum, and if you walk around town, you're going to see a lot of stuff like that. Those are Clinket-made totem poles. That's one of the oldest in town here. It's 3 stories tall, and
they're in reverse.
Backing in.
Mommy, yeah, snacks.
And they're actually all made out of red cedar. Off to the left here, we got a memorial for William Seward, who was what? He was responsible for the purchase of that's only $7 to get into if anybody wants to learn more about the indigenous tribe that has been living here for over 10,000 years. And there are no reservations in the state of Alaska. Big city, huh? McGivney's. I actually seen Bon Jovi and his family in there last summer. They were here on a fishing excursion for 4 or 5 days. Get about 10 family members with them. To the right, folks, the governor's mansion, the White House on the hill with pillars that needs a roof. Right there.
That needs a roof.
And can anybody guess what that sheet to the left is that's hanging up, blowing in the wind? That is that drive-in. That's what it's dark about.
It's dark. That's
Anyway, folks, to the right is where gold was first found. Right here. 1880 Gold Creek, and if you look hard down there, salmon are running up this right now. See them all? Splashing. Yeah.
Oh,
and that's a nice easy walk from the downtown too. And those purple flowers, folks, anybody know what those are? Yes, fireweed. And the locals here, you can buy it in that local shirt shop too. They make creams and salves out of that with another local root called Devil's Club. And it's made for arthritis and joint pains, and it works wonders. In front of us, folks, is Jeneau's skyscraper. Right there, that's the tallest building. Anybody guess what that is? That is the Federal Building. Looks just like one, doesn't it? And the most ridiculous thing about this building, in my opinion, is to the right coming up, folks, that statue. Those are pelicans, folks. There are no pelicans in Alaska. And the reason that is there is why? Because, and I've seen it with my own 2 eyes because my parents are retired in Florida. In Gainesville, Florida, that's where that statue was supposed to go. Instead, they got our statue, which is an eagle with a salmon. It cost way too much to ship the 2 back, so they kept it, and we kept pelicans. Diving into concrete. Anyway, folks, straight ahead is my favorite area. Why is that? Why? Because that's the best salmon fishing in all of Juneau. That is the only bridge in Juneau. And that takes us over to Douglas Island, folks. There are no roads on and off Douglas Island, and there's no roads on and off Juneau. So that is our only access to each other. There's 5,200 people that live on that island. That's where we go see the northern life to the wind. Or when I say because the further north you get on this island, these little houses, right? I've got lots of pictures if anybody wants to see that of the Northern Lights. And they were actually out about 3 weeks ago. And it's the only place why that we've got a ski mountain over there in Wolfpack. Folks, what in the world do we do when we get to the Glacier? And I think we're gonna have, you guys are supposed to have an hour and a half, but the way it is going, you guys can have a little bit more time to get there a little bit quicker. The good thing is, Nugget Falls, right? That is the premier trail now. Nugget Falls Trail. It's about a half-hour in, half-hour out. The beautiful glacier. Salmon Creek, folks, off to the right. As soon as we get over this little bridge, look down here. Right here. There's thousands down there now. There's another ball beaver. Off to the right, folks, were man-made. We got one here and one in front of it. And this was made to catch the runoff in the springtime. So these two lakes are filled with trout, tons of trout in them, and when they freeze in the wintertime, it's hockey tournaments all winter long. brown bears anywhere in the world in one place. About 1,800 bears, 500 residents. So whenever you're there fishing, visiting, or whatever you may be doing, you are outnumbered 3 to 1. So what do you do when you're there? You double fist bear spray. There are lots of bears there. 1,300 pounds they get up to. And being you folks are the first run, I'm going to answer the unasked question I've gotten for 8, 9, 10 years or whatever it's been I've been doing this. Is there a Costco here? I don't know why anybody cares. But there is, and it's up this road, and it's the smallest in the country. But it's next to my favorite thing. Folks, we've been seeing bears in this field here. I'm probably not supposed to tell you why, but I'm going to. Those trees, and right there to the right behind it is the dump. So these are the dumpster divers. But now with the berries and the salmon out, it's less. This is a great berry not the day off. There's so many blueberries out. And the salmon berries, wild strawberries. there soon. Once we get there, we're in the Tongass National Forest, and the rules change there. There's no eating or drinking anything on the grounds anywhere there other than water. And if you do, you're a subject to fine. They will fine you here because they know you've been warned. So if you have anything to eat or drink, do it at the visitor center, in the visitor center, because they are trying to limit all interaction between bear and human. We got about 30 to 40 black bears that make their home here, so there's good chances of running into one.
You said it on the You're stuck.
Where I picked you up to where we're going. And so it's one of 38 big glaciers we've got in Jeneau alone. And the glaciers come off the Jeneau ice fields, which are 1,500 square miles of ice. And that's a big reason we can't build the road off of here. And another reason why we don't have moose here. Because the moose have to cross through the ice fields in order to get here. So what it's going to look like, folks, coming up, Mendenhall Glacier, named after who? Thomas Mendenhall, a man who never even came to see the darn thing. What it's going to look like is a line of ice about 2/3 below the mountain. I will show it to you right in front of us. And folks, there's a lake in front of it, which if you want, you can jump in. It's only 40 degrees, the water, 41 degrees. When that freezes in the wintertime, we can either cross-country ski, snowshoe, ice skate, bike, walk, dog mush, get across and actually sit on the glacier. Here it is, coming up straight ahead, the line of blue ice, or line of ice. See it? That's it. Glacier made it. Coming up is the Tongass National Forest. It's the biggest national forest in the country. It actually stretches as far south as the coast of Oregon. You made it. Folks, the second viewing of the glacier coming up. It'll be directly past the tree line and about 100 yards from here. And now you're going to know what I mean, that it only keeps getting better and better the closer we get. Check this out. To the left. Folks, that glacier in 1780 was all the way out to where the light was on the main road that we turned onto this road. So from that point, it's receded about 2.5 miles. Again, so where you get dropped off is the goat stop. What time are we meeting? 11:30. 11:30. Perfect. That'll give you guys an extra of like 10 minutes, it looks like. You'll be out of here. Off to the left, this steep creek coming up, folks. This is where the sockeye salmon start coming up. Usually in about another 2 weeks, but they're starting to trickle up now. I've seen only 1 or 2 of them, but there'll be so many salmon in this creek here, you could practically walk across that back to get to the other side. And I'd like to come here on my days off and go through all the back trails here. I know a bunch of them where you can watch the bears eat them. And the black bears eat them, and what do they eat, folks, on the fish? The skin and eggs, that is it. They don't eat the flesh, the meat of it. No, because that's where the fats and oils are. Folks, this is empty. You got this place to yourself. Feel blessed, feel lucky. So, coming up to the left-hand side is where I'm going to drop you off. It's called the Goat Stop. We will meet at 11:30. Everything else is on this walkway here, okay? That walkway, folks, gets you to the bathrooms first, visitor center second, Nugget Falls third. Everything on one walkway. Look at the glacier to the right. Anybody got any questions? This is where we meet at 11:30, folks. Goat Stop. Nice and simple. Anybody remember that number 29 is what? 9, right? 23 and 9. 23 and 9. All right, 23 and 9.